All right, everyone. Welcome to today's charting session. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is we typically look at either yung mga trending names, and by that, I mean yung mga pangalan na maaaring malaki yung ginalaw, whether to the upside or to the downside, or perhaps malaki yung value traded, or generally speaking, mas minamatahan lang po ng mga tao. Also, tumatanggap din po tayo ng mga chart requests. So kung meron po kayong mga requests, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Alright, so let's start off with SECB, no? Etong SECB, kung titignan natin, wala pa ring nagbago since we last discussed it, in the sense na we are still trapped within this larger range here. Okay? Now, as I mentioned before, ang pwede natin gawin is to segment that range to make it more manageable. Now, if I was the one who was approaching SECB in a manner na gusto ko siyang i-trade or may hinahanap ako sa kanya na short term lang to mid term, then I would use these segments as my guide to get in and out of trades potentially. I say potentially because minsan we have this expectation na porket nag-break ang isang level, ibig sabihin, quote-unquote, breakout na. That's good. Kailangan pasok na tayo. But that's not always the case, no? Kasi you always need to consider risk-reward. You always need to consider structure. So, kapag hindi napasok yung dalawang factors na yon into the initial calculation, which hindi naman natin kayang gawin hanggang mangyari na, mahirap sabihin na, basta mag-break to, kailangan nakapasok ako. Okay? So, based on that, as I said before, the way I would approach this is either, kunyari, short-term sobra, I would look for breaks dito sa mga levels na to, targeting the level above it. So, a break above 112 would likely take us back to 119, and the break above 119 could take us back to 127. Now, as I reminded you guys then, to last week's video yata to, no, when we talked about SECB, odds are it's not gonna be an easy trade in the sense na kapag nag-break to, dire-diretso siya agad. Kasi nga, medyo marami ng chop na nangyari along the way. May mga naipit likely at certain positions na if and when price gets back there, they might decide to step out, and hindi naman natin alam gaano karami or gaano kalaki yun. Diba? So, konting ingat lang. Don't expect na kailangan tick perfect lagi, meaning from one edge of the range to the other edge of the range, kailangan laging perfect. That's highly unlikely to happen all the time. Okay? The other way is tignan natin kung gumanda yung index, baka makasabay tayo ng actual breakout natin from this range at 127. There's the possibility na parang sabay siya mangyayari, na mag-breakout yung index, assuming we get there, and itong SECB, ma-break natin tong 127, then pwede natin siyang sakyan ng mas madali ng konti na yes, merong chop, pero mas konti compared to all of this. So, kung makuha natin yon, again, kailangan ng magandang timing. Then the next level that we're likely to hit is 133.5, followed by 139, and then 149. Okay? So, medyo malayo pa yung pangyayaring yun, no? So, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date kung sakali man na mangyari yung timing na hinahanap natin. What we don't want to see dito sa SECB is for us to break beneath this area of support bit below. Okay? Possibly even filling this gap here or this gap there. Tapos mag-test underneath, mag-hold to, then roll over. Pagka ganon, feeling ko medyo dehado na talaga, and it might take a while before mag-recover tong SECB. Pag mangyari to actually, lalo na ngayong Q2, baka Q3 or Q4 na siya umayos unless may something na fundamentally different na mangyari or maganap para magbago yun, no? But otherwise, baka mahirapan siya mag-recover agad regardless of what happens to the index. So, yun yung pinag-iingatan natin. Ayaw natin mag-breakdown sana siya dito. Sana sumabay lang siya sa index. If the index moves higher, this moves higher, and so on. And then makaka-timing tayo ng mabuti and makakahanap tayo ng confluence for trades moving forward. Next, silipin lang po natin tong MBT, no? Now, MBT, we broke down, di ba? We broke beneath this level of support that turned into resistance here noong unang attempt. Then we gap down, bumalik tayo pababa, formed a level of support here around 50.55 to 50 pesos, more or less na area. We bounce from there, and then now we're back dito sa area of previous supply na to. Okay? Bumibitin tayo ng konti, but as you can see, more or less doon tayo nauuntog right now, and we are consolidating beneath it. Now, ano yung pwede nating i-anticipate ng mga scenarios dito? Number one, the easiest one, is magpatuloy lang muna yung consolidation. Then we can assess from there na kung mag-breakout tayo to the upside, at least meron tayong base na pwedeng sandalan. Kung mag-break tayo to the downside, then highly likely ito yung magiging tradable range natin moving forward. Okay? The other scenario is we break beneath tong 55.7 area again, test it from underneath, it holds, tas bumaba, then same as yung kaninang sinabi ko, baka babalik na naman tayo sa trading range na to from 50.55 papuntang 55.7. And then finally, syempre, kung ma-break natin to the upside, mabasag natin tong level of supply na to. What happens next is a little tricky. Kasi number one, meron pa rin tayong area of chop dito eh. Yes, it's gonna look a lot more bullish, no? But we can't disregard the fact na meron pa rin tayong area of consolidation dito from before. Just because we have a feeling na directionality might be bullish or might be moving higher, it doesn't necessarily mean na meron tayong trade setup na merong edge na mag-a-appear para sa atin. Diba? Hindi porket feeling natin tataas dapat nakapasok tayo. Syempre doon tayo kung saan tayo may lamang, kung saan tayo may edge. Alright? So hindi pa rin siya outright na magiging clear. For me, kung mangyari yun, sabihin natin mag-break to, tapos mag-consolidate tayo around the same area. Then we can start looking for a break to the upside, possibly targeting 63.6 next. And then kung mabasag yan, we can move higher, coming back to these highs na naiwan from before. Okay? In either scenario, sa lahat na sinabi ko, whether mag-conso dito, mag-break dyan, mag-conso dito, or whatever, ang ayaw nating makita, or bumalik dito at mag-range dito, ang ayaw nating makita is ma-break yung 50 pesos altogether. Kung na-break yung 50 pesos altogether, number one, na-undo na tong move mo, kasi highly likely babalikan natin tong 47 na support, and it's gonna look a lot more bearish moving forward compared to what it is now. As it is nga, hindi na nga siya super bullish tignan eh. We are hitting yung mga areas of resistance, hindi naman nakakagulat kung saan tayo nag-i-stall, di ba? But kung mangyari yung ito, yung bumaba tayo all the way hanggang dito, then it's gonna look pretty ugly, no? So, pagka ganon, baka maganda iwasan muna natin siya and hintayin natin mag-develop ng bagong structure before we proceed on assessing and recreating new trading plans for MBT. Next, silipin po natin yung BPI, no? Now, tong BPI, kung papansin niyo, maganda yung trend niya, 'di ba? It has been moving higher, nag-pull back tayo dito, slightly deeper than anticipated, but we push back up. Now, let me zoom in a bit. Yung nangyayari dito, medyo similar do sa sinasabi ko na gusto ko makita sa MBT sana, 'di ba? Nagko-consolidate siya dito before, and dito din siya nagko-consolidate again. Kaya ako naisip na baka pwedeng potential scenario din to for MBT. So given that, what we want to see is ma-break natin tong high ng range na to. Diba? Maybe retest it. Then from there, kung may magandang setup, push back dito sa 103.7 na resistance. Possible overshoot hanggang dito sa 105.4. Okay? So, pag ganoon kasi, mas dumadali ng konting basahin kasi meron tayong base na pwedeng sandalan eh. Rather than just leaning on na, kasi baka magganito, kasi baka magganyan, feeling ko tataas na. At least dito, clear cut tayo. Alam natin nasaan tayo mali. Alam natin kung saan yung mga pwedeng pumunta yung price. Alam natin yung risk-reward natin. Okay? So, kung mangyari nga to, then that's something to watch out for. But what we don't want to see from here, para sa akin, is for price to break back down. Okay, break beneath tong low na nag-form dito, tong swing low at 95.05. Come back, possibly test tong 95.8. Bakit 95.8 pa rin yung level ko dito? Kasi I wanted to take into consideration lahat nung naganap dito. And that was the best way for me para makuha to as an entire area. Okay, but I acknowledge na meron tayong swing low na nabuo dito. So if we collapse there, break beneath that swing low, possibly pull back, mag-hold tong 95.8, roll over. Kung ganon, I don't think that tong 93.3 will hold. Baka balikan natin tong mga support na naiwan natin dito around 90 pesos to 91 pesos. Okay? So yun yung ayaw nating makita dito sa BPI. Kasi kapag ganon nabasag tayo to the downside, essentially, para sa akin na sinasabi nun, okay, di ito muna ulit, baka bumalik tayo sa malaking range na to. Tapos from there, titignan na naman natin kung magta-tighten ba siya ulit, magko-conso ba ulit, ano yung magpo-form na developing structure moving forward, and so on, bago natin ma-reassess ulit kung ano pwedeng gawin dito sa BPI. Next, silipin po natin yung PNB, no? Now, by any stretch of the imagination, I think we can all agree that PNB looks very bearish still. Okay? We have been forming continuous lower highs, lower lows, and so on. In fact, halos kahit saang area mo simulan yung paghanap mo ng lower high, makakahanap ka ng corresponding lower low that leads to the dissection or analysis na pababa nga talaga to. Okay? Now, so all that being said, para mapansin ko siya ulit, diba? Or kung sino man nag-request nito, para pansinin siya ulit, what I want to see is for price to reclaim itong 20 pesos na area sana. Again, kahit ang 19.82, yung exact level dyan, I acknowledge na area yan, and malamang hanggang mga 20 pesos yung bilang natin for that area, no? If we can reclaim 20 pesos, okay? Essentially breaking above tong swing high na to, let me zoom in, essentially breaking above that swing high, then I think na that might signal na may parang reversal tayo na pwedeng maganap. Again, for a reversal, it doesn't necessarily mean a long-term reversal. Pwedeng short-term reversal lang. Okay? Hindi yung, uy, nag-reverse na to the moon. Hindi po tayo ganon, ha? So, kung mabasag natin yan, perhaps we see some type of short-term reversal. At the very least, we might come back and trade within this range here between 19.82 to 21.15. Okay? However, let's say na umangat yung price dito, mauntog tayo sa 19.82, roll over tayo, then pag ganon, malamang nga it's just a confirmation that we are gonna be stuck within this range between 18.74 to 19.82 for the foreseeable future until something changes structurally. Okay? Kasi so far, wala eh. Talagang kahit anong angle mo tignan, hindi talaga siya maganda eh. So, if you were requesting this because you're looking for a potential entry, baka bullish yung bias mo sa PNB because of whatever fundamentals that you're leaning on, for me, again, I would wait. I would rather pay up for the confirmation. Kahit mas mahal ko ng konti mabili, at the very least, meron akong masasandalan, meron akong confirmation, di ba? But, kung talagang mapilit, gusto mo nang bilhin agad where it is right now, then just make sure na you know where you're wrong using whatever bias it is that you're using. Kasi from a purely technical standpoint, I won't just leave a stop beneath dito sa 18.74 simply because I'm buying in the middle of nowhere. There's no good reason, technically speaking, to buy it right now eh. For me. So, I wouldn't just say na, basta maglalagay ako stop dito kasi feeling ko tataas yan. Kasi wala akong dahilan to think na ganun eh. Other than the fact na baka makachamba ako. Okay? Now, kung sakaling naman na rini-request to kasi naipit tayo or something, then, yun, as I mentioned before, pag sa mga ganong situations, make sure, number one, hindi na po maulit. No? Matuto tayo from our mistakes. And number two, try not to look at it daily. Okay? Maybe once a week, or once every 2 weeks, once every month, ganon, para hindi kayo masyadong nai-stress, hindi kayo masyadong natataranta, hindi kayo masyadong naiinis. Diba? Hindi tumataas yung alta presyon nyo. Kasi wala na eh. Nandyan na yan eh. Diba? Yun yung pinili yung desisyon na gawin. So ngayon, kailangan nating panindigan yung desisyon na yun. So let's just try to make the best out of whatever situation that we're in. And yun nga, minimize yung stress sa atin. Okay? So again, if you're just looking to buy right now, for me, personally, wala pa. If naipit, kaya nyo rin ni-request, maybe look at it a bit less kasi, again, for me, baka medyo matagal pa to. Finally, silipin po natin yung BNCOM, no? Now, I purposely held off analyzing BNCOM nung nagsimula pa lang yung IPO niya because I wanted more structure to develop para lang mas meron tayong pwedeng pag-usapan. Plus, it's not like it was really going anywhere. Walang sense of urgency to talk about it, no? But since I've been getting a few requests from DMs, lalo na regarding BNCOM, let's discuss it really quick. I'm looking at this from a 5-minute perspective simply because I wanted more candles to deal with para lang meron akong structure na nababasa. Okay? So ano nga ba yung nangyari dito sa BNCOM? We opened nung first day, di ba? At around 12.5. Exactly kung ano yung IPO price niya. From there, we moved higher but eventually kinain natin pabalik and we fell back down. Okay? Bumalik tayo. Nag-form tayo ng resistance dito sa 12.3 from here. Then we rolled over again. Doon tayo naghanap ng bagong low which was at 12.10. Yun yung support natin. Yun yung line in sand, kung baga. Then from there, we moved higher. Pulled back. Binalikan natin tong range na to, essentially. Nag-range tayo dyan. Then we moved up. Binalikan natin yung resistance at 12.3. Then pulled back again. So now, ang pinakamasasabi natin, number 1, we are trading within this larger range between 12.18 to 12.3. I say larger range just because malaki siya tignan sa 5-minute time frame, no? But essentially, we need to understand we're dealing with just 12 cents. It's not really a lot. Diba? Essentially, ang low nito is 12.10, ang high niya is 12.58. So we're talking about 48 cents na move in kumbaga sa buong buhay niya. Diba? Sa buong tenure niya, it has moved 48 cents. I just want to put that into perspective. Kasi minsan yung ibang tao parang, laki na binabaga niyan or something. It's 48 cents. For a 12 point something peso share na stock, 48 cents is nothing. Okay? So, konting kalma tayo. Okay? Wag tayong masyadong ma-excite. Wag natin masyadong pataasin yung blood pressure natin, ha? So, it's 48 cents. Now, as always, pag ganitong early on, okay, pag ganitong early on pa lang ng buhay ng isang IPO, kakapasok pa lang, kakalist pa lang, until further structure develops, the way I almost always look at things is, if it's below its IPO price, then we're still bearish. Diba? Remember, we're just looking at the 5-minute time frame. Pwede nyo sabihin, hindi ba may parang cup and handle na nagpo-form dito? And that's true, no? Parang meron ng cup and handle na nagpo-form dito. But again, okay, we're talking about a few cents for a 12 point something peso stock. So, for me, I would rather wait and see if kakayanin ba niya mag-trade above its IPO price, and if so, wait for further structure to develop there, and if it means na mas mahal ko siya ng konti mabibili, pero meron noong confirmation and mas bullish yung bias ko, I would do that trade in a heartbeat. For now, okay, yes, meron tayong parang cup and handle na nag-form dito. And yes, you could trade this. If mag-break yung 12.3, maybe babalik siya ng 12.58. Pwede, no? And pwede rin natin sabihin na, paano kung basagin niya kasi yung 12.58 tapos umabot na yan ng 15, umabot na yan ng 13. Pero kung naiisip nyo yun, diba? Kung naisip nyo na, paano kung ganito, paano kung ganyan, kailangan maisip nyo rin yung negative side of it. Paano kung hindi? Paano kung i-trade ko nga tapos abutin lang niya 12.58? So that's 28 cents. Okay? That's 28 cents. Do you really want to take that trade? Now, ibang usapan kung fundamentally speaking, you're bullish ng BNCOM and you want to invest in it. Siyempre, pag ganon, mag-iiba yung outlook natin kasi hindi na tayo mag-iisip ng short term eh. Diba? But again, if so, if you are fundamentally inclined to be bullish sa BNCOM, then maybe perhaps wait for a better trigger, better timing lang. Kasi at the end of the day, you can be bullish all you want and maybe you'll be right. 2-3 years down the line, baka pagtatawanan nyo lang yung sinabi ko ilang 100 videos ago, no? But timing can always be beneficial para sa'yo, whether you are a technical trader or a fundamental trader. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!